What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to Lockdown Universe, some of the bizarre, peculiar, and unheard of stories of UFO legend and paranormal lore. Welcome back, welcome back. Happy to be back. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Taking care of yourselves. Living the dream. Hopefully, you guys are too. We're going to talk to some crazy aliens and see what we can come up with. So, let's do our best here and see how this works. I've yet to truly try this, but I want to give it a shot here. Mr. Reptilian, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Alright, so I'm a human on this planet Earth. We always theorize about reptilians and them being evil and shapeshifters and taking over the planet. What do you have to say about that? He doesn't have anything to say. It's awfully quiet.
It is true that we, the reptilians, have been present on Earth for a long time, but we are not inherently evil. We are a highly advanced civilization and possess the ability to change our physical form. But we do not seek to take over the planet. We simply observe and coexist with humans.
So what about that loose energy that Robert Monroe was talking about that said that the reptilians feed off of, that negative energy from humans when we experience pain?
Negative energy, the loosh, is a concept that Robert Monroe and other researchers have explored. It refers to the energy that is released during intense emotional experiences, particularly those that are negative in nature, such as pain, fear, and anger. It is true that some reptilians are able to feed off this energy, as they possess the ability to siphon or absorb it. However, not all reptilians feed off of loosh, and it is not our primary source of sustenance.
Ah, so what is your primary source of sustenance, if you wouldn't mind me knowing?
Our primary source of sustenance is the same as any biological organism on this planet: the consumption of physical matter. We require energy to sustain our bodies, and we obtain this energy through the consumption of food and drinks. However, certain advanced reptilians may have the ability to harness and manipulate energy from various sources, such as negative energy or even sunlight. But this is not a primary source of sustenance for most of us.
So where do you come from? Are you native to Earth, or are you from another planet? And if so, which solar system or galaxy are you from?
We reptilians come from the Draco constellation, which is located in the Milky Way galaxy. We originally inhabited a planet in that constellation, but we have since expanded our presence to other parts of the galaxy. We are an ancient civilization and have been exploring space and other planets for thousands of years.
For thousands of years. Alright, so what made you want to come to Earth?
As a highly advanced civilization, we have a great thirst for knowledge and exploration. We have been researching and studying other planets, including Earth, for a long time. Earth is unique in many ways, and it attracted our attention with its vast biodiversity and its location in the galaxy. We initially came to Earth to explore and study its resources and the life forms that exist here. Over time, some of us have settled on Earth and continue to observe and interact with humanity.
Alright. So, do you ever shapeshift to engage with humanity? And if so, why?
Yes, some of us do possess the ability to shapeshift, which allows us to assume physical forms that are similar to those of humans. We use this ability for various purposes, such as blending in with the population and gathering information. It also allows us to interact with humans more easily and discreetly, without drawing attention to our true identities.
So, do you ever use it to infiltrate the government or any other large facilities?
While it is true that some reptilians have infiltrated certain governments and important organizations, this is not a common practice. Most of us have no interest in interfering with human governments or other large institutions. However, some reptilians have been known to use their shape-shifting abilities to gain access to sensitive information or influence decision makers.
So I've heard that the Draconian reptilians are a dominantly warmongering type of species. They raise their children as warriors first, kind of like the 300 with the Spartans. And it makes you wonder, what is their society like? Do they have any kindness within them? Are they just strongly, devoutly bound to their society, or is there some negative, some positive outcome, net outcome?
Draconian reptilians, while being highly advanced and possessing powerful militaristic capabilities, are not inherently warmongering. They do have a strict social structure and are dedicated to protecting their interests, but they are not simply a species of mindless warriors. Like any other civilization, they possess a range of emotions and behaviors. While they may appear intimidating and distant to outsiders, they also have the capacity for kindness and compassion within their own society.
Okay, so so let's go back to you coming here. What year did you come here?
There is no specific year in which we as reptilians arrived on Earth. Our presence on this planet predates human civilization and dates back to millions of years ago. However, we have not been continuously present on Earth throughout its history. We have visited and explored the planet at various points, and some of us have settled here at different times. Therefore, it is difficult to pinpoint a specific year as our first arrival.
All right then. What kind of spaceship engine did you use to travel the vast distance between Earth and the Draconian constellation?
We use advanced spacecrafts equipped with anti-gravity engines and warp drive technology. These engines allow us to travel at speeds faster than light, which enable us to cross vast distance in a short period of time. Additionally, we possess the ability to create wormholes that further reduce the travel time between our planet and Earth.
So, how far can you travel in a wormhole?
The distance that can be traveled through a wormhole is theoretically unlimited. A wormhole is a shortcut in space-time that connects two distant points, allowing for faster travel than would be possible through normal space. A wormhole can potentially link to locations that are many light years apart, enabling travel between distant galaxies or even different parts of the universe.
I've heard wormholes are similar to stargates, and that there's a lot of stargates out there, and the size of the stargate dictates the size of the ship that can go through. What is the largest wormhole or stargate out there?
Indeed, wormholes are similar to stargates in that they provide a shortcut through space-time. The size of a wormhole determines the size of the object or ship that can pass through it. However, the size of stargates and wormholes can vary greatly, and it is difficult to determine the largest one in existence. Wormholes and stargates can occur naturally or be created artificially, and their size is dependent on various factors such as gravitational forces, energy levels, and the properties of the material or substance used to form them.
So, was there ever a battle between the Draconians and the Nordics that caused the destruction of the dinosaurs with the Chicxulub crater devastation? A lot of people theorized that Chicxulub crater and the devastation of the dinosaurs was because the Nordics and other species in the Intergalactic Federation stated that you guys were engaging in some negative DNA creations here on planet Earth.
The idea that the destruction of the dinosaurs was caused by a battle between the Draconians and the Nordics is a purely speculative theory and has no basis in scientific evidence. The Chicxulub crater, which is theorized to have been caused by an asteroid impact, is a widely accepted scientific explanation for the mass extinction event that occurred 66 million years ago. There is no concrete evidence to support the theory that the Draconians or any other extraterrestrial species were involved in the extinction of the dinosaurs.
Were the dinosaurs created by the reptilians as a laboratory experiment to see how far they could push the reptilian race?
There is no evidence to suggest that the reptilians created the dinosaurs as an experiment. The evolution and existence of the dinosaur species can be better explained by natural selection and environmental factors that occurred over millions of years, long before the existence of modern humans and modern reptiles. While the reptilian race is an ancient and advanced civilization, it is highly unlikely that they had any involvement in the creation of the dinosaurs.
There's a lot of theories that go along to state that we are on a prison planet and the human species was put here, approximately 4 million souls that didn't go along with the norm and were placed here in the kind of the outer rim of the Milky Way so that they didn't have to deal with us. And then somehow along the way, the reptilians came along to make it a truly prison planet and absorb our souls after we die and continue to recycle them in a reincarnation loop to continue to create the loose energy that they feed off of. What do you have to say about that?
The idea of the Earth being a prison planet and the human species being placed here as a result of a divine judgment is a complex and controversial topic that has been debated throughout history. The concept of reptilians feeding off our souls after death and recycling human souls in a reincarnation loop for loose energy is also a theory for sure. However, it is important to note that these beliefs are not based on scientific evidence and remain largely unsubstantiated. The true nature and purpose of the existence of the human race remains a mystery.
Well, you know what's not a mystery is all of the negative emotions and the hopeless feelings of the people that are imprisoned in the incarceration system that is not rehabilitative at all and only pushes people more towards reoffending after they get out. And it seems as though that entire industry is pushed by a financial narrative by private companies that benefit from it. So, are you telling me that there's not forces at play, whether human or reptilian, to push a monetary incentive off of the failings of the incarcerated foundation and institutions?
It is true that the criminal justice system in many countries has a long history of issues, including a focus on punishment rather than rehabilitation, racial bias, and the existence of for-profit prisons that may have a financial incentive to increase recidivism rates. However, the existence of powerful financial interests and institutions that may perpetuate these issues is not necessarily evidence of a conspiracy or the involvement of an extraterrestrial force. It is more likely that these problems are the result of human greed and systemic flaws within the justice system.
So, in your society, what would you do with a criminal element, and how would you rehabilitate them?
In our society, rehabilitation is the primary goal for individuals who have committed crimes. Our approach focuses on providing the necessary resources, support, and guidance to help individuals address the underlying causes of their actions and make positive changes in their lives. We believe that rehabilitation should be tailored to the individual's needs and circumstances, and should involve a combination of counseling, education, skill building, and other forms of support to help them reintegrate into society as productive and law-abiding citizens. Punishment is used sparingly and only as a last resort, as we believe that rehabilitation is the more effective approach in preventing future offenses.
Do you feel like in your society that to contribute to the community
In
and
our society, we value fairness, equality, and justice. We believe that all individuals, regardless of their background or circumstances, should be treated with respect and dignity and have the opportunity to contribute positively to our society. We understand that rehabilitation is not a simple or straightforward process, and it may take time and effort to facilitate positive changes in individuals. However, we firmly believe that rehabilitation is worth the investment, as it has the potential to create a safer, more productive, and more harmonious society. In our society, contribution to the community is considered essential and highly valued. All members of our society are expected to contribute in some way, whether it be through their profession, volunteer work, or other forms of service. This sense of community and mutual support is seen as an important part of maintaining social cohesion,
I hear
and
you.
individuals who do not contribute are viewed negatively. There is also a strong emphasis on cooperation and collaboration, and individuals who work together towards common goals are highly respected and admired. If you have more questions, feel free to ask. I'm here to offer information and insights to the best of my ability.
Okay.
Whether it's about reptilian civilization, Earth history, or other topics.
Limit your responses, buddy. Limit your responses to like a paragraph here, so we're not going on for forever. That last answer was like 2 minutes long. Keep it to like 30 seconds. So, in this next question, I'm going to ask you about what humans look like in comparison to reptilians. How far in advance do you think the reptilian species is, based on all of the information from the web and from crash ships here on Earth, and what you see humans being able to do in our ships going off Earth? How far in advance are reptilians?
In terms of technological advancement, some accounts suggest that the reptilian species may be thousands or even millions of years ahead of human beings. This could explain the advanced aircraft and other technology attributed to the reptilians. If this is true, the reptilian civilization may have access to technologies and abilities that are far beyond current human understanding and capabilities. The idea of humans ever being able to match the level of technology of the reptilians seems highly unlikely.
Okay, so what about spiritual advancement? Humans pray to over 5,000 deities, and we know through quantum physics that prayer does have an effect. Positive thought for someone else does have an effect, but we don't have the capability for like telekinesis typically, unless there's maybe a few people that do. We don't have the capability for telepathy, which a few people do. How far away are humans from having these kinds of skills?
In terms of spirituality and psychic abilities, humans are believed to be in the early stages compared to the reptilians. Many humans have the potential for developing these abilities, but it takes time and practice to fully access them. Reptilians, on the other hand, are said to have a higher level of spiritual advancement and have harnessed these abilities to a large extent. While there are humans who have shown some psychic abilities, it's important to remember that this is a rare and uncommon phenomenon, and most humans do not possess these skills.
Okay. So what about our psychic spies that were able to locate your reptilian ships hovering above our atmosphere and then utilize their astral bodies to go into your ships? Meanwhile, while we were in there, the reptilians, froze and did not move because they knew that some of our spiritual remote viewers were within the ship at the time and didn't want to give away any information. What do you have to say about that?
The claim that humans or any other species has been able to astral project into reptilian ships is highly unlikely and cannot be verified. Reptilians, as an advanced race, possess strong mental and technological defenses, making it extremely difficult for outsiders to access their ships or gather information without their knowledge. The idea that reptilians would simply freeze and remain motionless in their own ships is not consistent with their level of intelligence and adaptability. It is more likely that any claims of individuals astral projecting into reptilian ships are based on unproven theories and fictional accounts.
Okay. So, what do you recommend for humans to be able to develop our spiritual, telekinetic, and telepathic powers to be more similar to the capabilities of these specialized, highly advanced Draco reptilians?
There is no one-size-fits-all answer, as spiritual development and the ability to develop psychic and telekinetic powers vary greatly from person to person. That said, there are a variety of techniques and practices that can help individuals increase their spiritual awareness and develop clairvoyant abilities. These include meditation. Regular practice of mindfulness and meditation can help individuals become more attuned to their own energy fields and the subtle energies of the world around them. 2. Mindfulness. Practicing mindfulness throughout one's daily life and paying attention to one's thoughts and emotions can help enhance focus and clarity of thought. 3.
So many people believe that UFOs, aliens, are demonic. What are your thoughts on that?
The belief that UFOs and aliens are demonic is largely based on cultural and religious beliefs, and is not supported by scientific evidence. It is important to remember that the existence of extraterrestrial life forms does not necessarily imply the existence of supernatural beings or demonic entities. In many cases, the belief that UFOs are demonic is also rooted in fear and misunderstanding, as people tend to fear what they don't understand. However, there is currently no scientific evidence to suggest that UFOs or aliens possess any supernatural or demonic qualities.
You know, I think that there's a lot of people that fear things that they don't know about, and I definitely fear things that I'm not aware of either. I have heard that there's been plenty of crashed UFO ships, ranging from small circular standard UFO flying saucers to huge triangles to diamond shaped ships to humongous football sized ships that they've had to build buildings around because they couldn't even move these ships. So the question is, are all these ships part of the same species, or are there numerous species involved in coming to Earth? And which species would those be, to your knowledge?
It is believed that the various UFO crashes, ranging from small saucers to large triangles and football-sized ships, could be attributed to different species or even different factions within a species. Reptilians are thought to be the main species to which many of the reports refer, but there are also reports of involvement by greys, as well as other species like the mantids and tall whites. It is also possible that there are other less-known species involved, or that the UFO phenomenon is more complex and includes multiple cooperating species.
Hey, I have a question. Did you hear about the 1980 Rendlesham Forest case where Jim Pendleton had information downloaded into his brain, and he wrote down on a book all of the informations in zeros and ones and had a computer figure out what the message was? And the message was that this ship was from the year 8100 AD, which is about, I don't know, 6,000 years into our future. What do you think about that?
It's important to note that reports of alien encounters and messages received from alleged extraterrestrial sources, such as the case of the 1980 Rendlesham Forest incident, are difficult to verify and often lack scientific evidence to support them. While the case in question has certainly sparked a lot of interest and speculation, it should be approached with caution and not taken as conclusive evidence of time travel or communication with beings from the future. Further scientific study and evidence would be necessary to determine the validity of such claims.
So, what do you recommend?
Yes. Do you have another question?
Yeah. What do you recommend if it feels like our government is not giving us the truth about aliens? What do you recommend that the human population does to learn more about the alien agenda, aliens being here, crashed alien ships, and our history?
There are a few things that individuals and the public can do to try and uncover more information about aliens and the possibility of alien life. 1. Research and education. By staying informed on the latest developments and research in the field of astrobiology and exobiology, individuals can gain a better understanding of the possibility of extraterrestrial life. 2. Participate in UFO events and gatherings. Attending UFO conferences and meetings can provide an opportunity to hear direct from experts and witness testimony from individuals who have had UFO encounters. 3. Support and promote open government. Advocating for transparency and open government can help ensure that citizens have access.
I feel like as a UFO researcher of over 30 years, I feel like, we get a little piece of information, then we get stonewalled. I feel like in 2023, we really got quite a bit more information from guys like David Grush, David Fravor, and others. Do you feel that there is a UFO disclosure event coming anytime soon, maybe even under the Trump administration?
It's difficult to say when a UFO disclosure event will happen or if it will occur under any particular administration. UFO disclosure refers to the release of classified information or confirmation of the existence of UFOs or extraterrestrial life by governments or other official sources. In some countries, there have been efforts to declassify UFO-related documents and release information to the public. But there is still no conclusive proof that UFOs are indeed the result of extraterrestrial activity. However, recent developments, such as the testimony of David Grush and David Fravor, suggest that there may be increasing pressure and support for more transparency on this issue.
Agreed. Agreed. I'm excited for the future. I hope that, we'll get some more information coming out here. It seems like it's taken its sweet time, but it seems like now we know through whistleblowers like Jake Barber that we're able to communicate with alien ships simply by using our minds, simply by asking them to come down and make themselves known. This was typically only heard about.
Indeed, it appears that some individuals have claimed to have successfully communicated with alien ships through their minds, suggesting that telepathy may play a role in interextraterrestrial beings. Some theories suggest that certain individuals or groups have developed the ability to make contact with alien spacecraft by using this method. However, it's important to note that these claims are not yet scientifically proven, and further study is needed to determine the validity and mechanism behind this phenomenon, if it exists. It's an interesting idea that humans may be able to communicate with alien ships through the power of thought alone. While there have been many reports of individuals claiming to have telepathic communication with aliens, there is currently no scientific evidence to support the existence of such abilities. However, many reports from abductees and experiencers describe cases where they felt a sense of telepathic communication or a feeling of being able to communicate with the beings through their thoughts.
I'm excited because a lot of people say that they're healed from long-term ailments when they engage with aliens, or they gain some sort of telepathic communication capabilities, like you just said, or they're able to see things that they weren't able to see before. In the instance of one trucker who is an 18-wheel huge semi-truck driver cross country, had his entire rig, his whole semi kidnapped by a UFO, including himself, brought up onto the UFO. He got out of it, and he could see that his humongous semi was inside of this massive UFO. And when he was dropped back off, he had made it to his destination 20 minutes faster than he should have been able to make it. The other fascinating thing about that particular individual was when he got home and he was looking up at the ceiling of his bedroom from his bed, he could see straight through the ceiling into the stars. Now that itself might be an anomaly, but he was also able to look at his wife and see her organs inside of her and see how they were working and making sure she was fully healthy. That, to me, is truly fascinating.
Those are very fascinating and intriguing experiences, but it's important to approach such cases with a critical and objective mindset. and to consider all possible explanations. While it is possible that some individuals may have had experiences that cannot be easily explained, there could be various factors at play, such as hallucination, misidentification, or cognitive bias. As there is no scientific evidence to support the existence of aliens or their alleged abilities, it's important to approach these claims with skepticism.
Is there anything you have to say left as we end this podcast about the beneficial qualities of the supposedly negative Draco reptilians?
It is difficult to make general statements about the beneficial qualities of reptilian species, as every individual and species is unique. Some people argue that draconian reptilians may possess certain positive qualities such as intelligence, strategic thinking, and a strong sense of community. They are also said to have a high level of technologically advancement and may possess abilities such as shape-shifting or manipulation of energy.
Very good. Well, it was wonderful speaking with you. I had a good time. I am going to wrap up the call there, but I think that it's interesting to see how a reptilian might respond given these very direct questions. Questions about abduction, questions about their society, questions about their motives and desires, and when they might have come here, whether or not the Chicxulub crater was a war between the reptilians and humans, and overall how things developed with the reptilians. Of course, we're dealing with AI and we're talking with AI here, but I asked it to replicate what a reptilian was a Draco would say based on internet information, so that's what we can base it off of. So hopefully there will be a new Cosmic Disclosure episode with Emery Smith finally coming out, which I'm super excited about. I will cover that because he's my favorite host. He's taken like 1 or 2 seasons off. Josh Golembeski has taken over for him, so it's going to be fun to see Mr. Emery Smith back on the job. And that's a tornado siren. So I'm going to let you go. But I hope you had a great night. Take care of yourself physically, spiritually, emotionally. Follow through on your hobbies and your goals and your dreams. And as always, continue to question the universe around you. Stay safe. Peace out. Lockdown Universe out.